Hello, today we're going to be doing lesson 2.2, which involves the area formula for rectangles. For your math message today, you're going to complete the following, and you'll have to kind of jot this down in your notes if you wouldn't mind. But it says finding the area of a rectangle. 1, find the perimeter. You may use a centimeter cube or ruler. Write an equation to show how you calculated the perimeter. And they want you to do the perimeter in centimeters with an equation. And then number 2, find the area. Well, I understand that you don't have this piece of paper in front of you and you don't have a ruler as well. So I am going to give you some measurements and then see if you can't go ahead and do the perimeter and the area. So we're going to say that we measured the width of this particular rectangle as 5 centimeters, and our length we're going to say is 8 centimeters. So that should give you enough information to be able to find the perimeter, write an equation, and then try to figure out how to find the area. Our vocabulary section today, we have 2 vocabulary words. The first one being composite unit, and that is a unit of measure made up of smaller units. An example would be a foot is a composite unit of 12 inches because it takes 12 inches to make a foot. And of course, an inch is a smaller unit. Formula is a general rule for finding the value of something. So we are going to be trying to come up with a formula in this lesson. So we have some strategies for finding area that we are going to use. One of them would be that I could take this pink rectangle that you see here and I could take this centimeter cube and I can place it in the rectangle and I can fill this whole thing up with centimeter cubes to figure out what the area is. And that would be one method. So if I'm thinking about the first method, that would be to use centimeter cubes to fill, okay? The second method is we're going to use the actual measurements of the length and the width of that particular rectangle. So let's say that my width for this rectangle is 3 centimeters and my length is 6 centimeters. Okay, how would we use those numbers to come up with some kind of formula? We're trying to find the area, which would be this area in here. Inside the rectangle is our area, not the outside, so we're not going to add the numbers. So we are going to multiply, however. So to find the area of this rectangle, we are going to take the length times the width. So area for this rectangle would be 3 times 6, and my area is now 18 centimeters, and then we square that. That's how we write our answer for area. So 18 centimeters squared. So I've come up with a formula to help you. You can use centimeter cubes. So this is our second method, which would be the formula. And then, of course, our first method was to use our centimeter cubes. Our second method is to use the formula. Now, which method is quicker? I would say using the formula as long as you know your multiplication facts. If you don't know your multiplication facts, then that's going to pose a problem for you. So we need to be practicing those at home if you're not already doing so. So let's go ahead and practice some more of these. And of course, I don't have centimeter cubes that I can put on my screen. I mean, I could, but it would take me forever with the little pictures, moving them around. So we're going to go ahead and use our numbers. So let's say that this particular rectangle is 2 inches by 4 inches. So what would our formula be? How would we go about finding the area of this particular rectangle? So if you remember a few minutes ago, area is length times width. It also could be base times height. Okay, and we'll get to that in another lesson, but I just want you to kind of be aware of that that's coming. So in this instance, I would do 2 times 4, and then my area is going to equal 8 inches squared. Okay, don't forget to put the squared on your answer. Okay, let's take a look at our green rectangle, and let's say that my length is 6 centimeters and my width is 5 centimeters. So again, we're going to use our formula. Area equals length times width. Area equals 6 times 5, and area equals 30, and then our unit is centimeters squared. Simple enough, right? Okay, let's look at this one. We have, let's do inches again. So let's say that we have 3 inches for our width, and let's do 10 inches for our length. And I'm just going to kind of write in here. So area is going to be length times width. Area is going to be 10 times 3. And then it's going to equal 30 inches squared. Okay, so formula is length times width. Make sure you multiply correctly. Make sure that you put your unit, which is going to be whatever the unit problem gives you, whether it's inches, centimeters, millimeters, whatever that measurement unit is that they use for the problem, you need to use in your answer, and make sure you label it with a square afterwards. To summarize what we've done today in this particular lesson, we learned that we can use centimeter cubes to find area. We also learned that we can use a formula to find the area of a rectangle, multiplying the length times the width. We will be doing our ticket to group at the beginning of class, so make sure that you're ready, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.